by the right of the council, by the will of the Force. Welcome back into another episode of the galaxy-famous, Halcyon-approved Jedi Talk podcast. You are following us at Jedi Talk Podcast on Instagram, youtube.com/Jedi Talk, TikTok, Jedi Talk, and Facebook Jedi Talk. I am Tom Uncree, a member of the High Council, here with a little bit of the regular council. I'm turning down the wrong one over here. I'm thinking I'm turning down my soundboard. Evan, I've been up for a long time. I'm talking directly to the other member of the regular council here, directly to my left. Now, I'm calling it now. Everybody else in the room, before I introduce you.
Here comes an Epcot joke.
Yup. Epcot's going to be his number one park this time next year. Evan T. Boucher, how the hell are you?
Adiga and good journey, and that is hyperbole and definitely not going to happen. But
yeah, fuck it will.
I haven't been on the show since I saw Moana, and Moana is Epcot. I'm so glad it's good. Yeah. I'm so glad they made something good at Epcot for the first time in 20 years. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh,
no,
what? No. But you know that I think that the GOAT resides over at Epcot every now and again.
I do make a visit to Epcot every now and again, but I saw something cool in my favorite park today for the first time. A little kid dressed as Kai Brightstar, so that made my day.
No shit.
I'm like, I'm out.
Okay.
He wins.
Young Jedi Adventure. So Brad's not here tonight, with intention to cut you off over there.
I'm glad you did, because we he's introduced.
Brad is living his life the long dream of becoming a eunuch finally, so he's not here tonight.
Snip.
in reality, he's moving. So Brad will be back and better than ever next week. But, man, we've been talking about something, Evan, for the past several, since the closure. Hell, it actually might have spawned when we talked to former Galactic Star Cruiser performer Adam Riley. Mm-hmm. It kind of spawned from there. But we have a very special guest directly to my right. I don't know anything of funny to say. I really didn't prep anything because I don't know her as well as everybody else, and I don't hate her like I hate Brad and Evan. But welcome to Jedi Talk Podcast, to the leader of our resistance, Rachel Ashbrook. Rachel, how the hell are you today?
Yeah, hey everybody. It's nice to be here. I just wanted to make one thing very clear. I am not Kyle's mom.
You're like, yeah. I'll turn that up.
That was great.
Oh,
okay.
I didn't want the rumors to start, so I'm
that's
clearing
good.
that up right now.
We appreciate that because he is a stealth ginger. So
that's not how I got this position.
God, you suck, Cosentino, when people just coming out of the woodwork, ripping on you right from the get-go.
I did not expect that at all.
I appreciate that.
Is that what it's like when I make a good joke every 5 weeks?
Yes. And that's what it's like when Jason Keller makes a Kyle's mom joke.
He makes a good joke every 5 seconds.
In the first two and a half minutes, yeah.
Dang.
I think I got him beat.
You crushed it by like a minute and a half. Yeah.
She was like live texting the episode to me when she was listening to it. And she's like, will you shut up about Kyle's mom? I want to hear Jason.
Yeah. Hey, Jason, who was sitting right there, he was feeding into it.
Yep.
He was just as much a deviant as we are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's alpha. So we are here, and I'm incredibly excited to talk about all of this. So, Halcyon Legacy. No, Halcyon. The legacy continues, right? That's what we're calling it?
The name of the Facebook group. So that's what we're going with.
I came up with that, and I can't fucking remember that.
It's a great name.
Halcyon, the legacy continues. So So we've been talking, God, forever about these meetups, and Rachel's here for a reason because she's a huge part of it. We've got lots of people working behind the scenes.
Massive, huge.
We've got 3 leaders of the 3 factions here. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what this event is because, Evan, Rachel, people be asking. Yeah. People are asking we've been
vague, intentionally and unintentionally, a little bit of both.
Absolutely intentional, right? But we're also figuring this stuff out, too. But we got lots of figured out, lots of stuff you're not going to see until the day of. So my ADHD could take over. So Evan, you want to just grab it from me and explain this a little bit?
Yes. So if this is your first time listening, first off, awesome, thanks for joining. But somehow, if you've also missed this, if you're a longtime listener, so on March 1st of 2024, we are hosting an immersive, story-driven meetup in Galaxy's Edge here at Hollywood Studios. I say meetup because the idea kind of stemmed from the lightsaber meetups that they've been doing and the droid meetups that they've been doing for 4 years now. They've been a thing. So there's a community for that specific type of thing. But then obviously there's a Star Cruiser community. And once we knew it was going to be no more, beautiful, we kind of wanted to fill that gap in her life, that hole in her life. And I was like, well, we could make our own story and have not actors, because we're not actors, but people play
Furthest from.
Yeah. We're nowhere near actors, but we're gonna have NPCs,
the kind that occasionally run into the wall.
More than
So
occasionally.
I better see somebody running into the wall on March
Don't
1st.
expect that
Yes, just keep going and keep going. So I was like, we need to figure out a way for us to play characters and maybe have friends or people that we aren't friends yet come in and also play characters, and then let's set up a story. And I'm like, I'm not smart enough to do anything except that. So I was like, someone take this idea and do it. Nobody really took the idea and did it. So
He
I was
said,
like,
Jesus, take the wheel. Is
yeah,
what he
I
said.
did. Yep.
Yeah.
So no one did, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not.
Yeah,
smart
Jesus
enough.
ain't taking your wheel.
No, I'm not smart enough to make all the things happen. So I was like, let me find people that are smart enough. And thankfully, I found Rachel, and I found Brian, and I found Tom. Well, I already had Tom, but I found Tom. And
He says smart, but being very bossy is also
that is okay,
part of
because
it.
someone needs to lead this stuff, and someone needs to lead the cause. So that's one of the factions that's in this group.
Cause.
So we're still being vague on the story details and stuff because we don't want to give you spoilers. It's hopefully going to be mind-blowing when you experience this. But
Yeah, but let's what can we say? We were talking about beforehand, talking behind the
Yes.
fourth wall. We wanted to mention something specifically.
right,
Well, I
and
think we
Rachel
could-
has written a very elegant statement about the thing we're talking about. So go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say we also could just open it up and give everybody a choice.
Closer to your mouth. Yeah.
If you,
Perfect, thank you.
If you want to be in this story-driven meetup, which I hope you do because it's going to be a lot of fun, you've got to start off by making a choice. You need to choose if you're on the side of the resistance, if you're on the side of the First Order, or if you're going to fall for the cause.
Yeah, and these three factions are searching something, and that every good plot or story there's always what they call a MacGuffin, but we've come up with something that connects, and I think a lot of people are going to like, and we're calling it the Artifact.
Yep,
is
it
what we're
is
calling
the
it.
artifact.
And it is an artifact. It should be.
The most artifact
Yep.
of artifacts.
It belongs in a museum.
Yeah, there's rumors swirling around the galaxy that there's this artifact that's passing through hands. It's up for grabs, and it is a device that whoever holds it can speak to the entire galaxy. It's very mysterious. I'm not quite sure myself what it is, but I think the Resistance needs to get their hands on this so that we can get out the word against the First Order.
The cause needs it specifically to help grow our numbers.
100%. And obviously the First Order wants it just to crush the Resistance and to crush this new thing that's called the Cause that we have no idea.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the
what it's
First
bringing
Order
us.
just wants it so they can
And we want it
lock
so
it
no one
away.
else has it, to be
lock
honest.
it away
but-
in a warehouse
Yep.
in a giant Duracrete box.
Yep.
Getting
It's going to be looked at by top men. Top men.
The Supreme Leader wants to put it in his all white room on his, on his
In the
Star Destroyer.
finalizer.
Yeah, the finalizer,
100%. So that'll be actually connected to a lot of my character, but we don't know much about the Cause. Like I said, it's a new upcoming thing in the galaxy.
Yeah.
So what's going on with that Cause, Tom?
Well, before we get to that, so these factions involved, like what people are going to be doing, we want to explain to them. We'll be helping their faction to try to obtain the artifact.
Yeah.
And there will be, I mean, this is Star Wars we're talking about, and we're inspired, and there will be things along the way that we run into. Just be ready. So
things and characters along the way.
Stuff.
People,
Yeah.
stuff.
Stuff will happen. That is a promise.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
So the cause, yes, it's Evan, originally said sort of in the middle, sort of not. It's kind of right, because the cause is going to welcome every walk of life into it. Think, if you're going to compare this to real life, like this is like, someone very almost anarchist in a sense. It's very anti any established government. It's, stepping over the little person for too long, profits over everything else, people dying just in the name of people being able to have a better life, and it's just not being able to take that crap anymore. They're not quite resistance. We're not quite resistance because we don't believe that the resistance could do what that the rebellion promised
They
to
don't
do.
have morals.
That didn't have,
That's what
yeah.
it's talking about.
Well-
Over in the Resistance, we have morals.
Well, you think you do. That's the problem.
We have
The-
lines we don't cross.
You're like the Batman of the Star Wars universe. It's like you have, and even though Batman's my favorite comic book hero of all time, there's a line that he needs to cross sometimes.
Yeah, I have been known to use a blaster when I need to.
Okay,
So
well
not
then maybe
quite
you
Batman
should
might
join
not
the
be.
cause. Maybe you need to join the cause. We use blasters.
Yeah, just
character.
don't fire them into crowds of civilians.
No, we don't do that. We are not terrorists. Let me make that clear. The cause are not terrorists, but we're very mysterious. This spawned from my second Halcyon and finals Halcyon trip. My character, I will be leading the cause. I'm Elias Orion from Takodana. I worked for Maz Kanata. Lost my sister in the Battle of Takodana when what we saw in the Force Awakens. Maz Kanata gets me the ticket to the Halcyon. Now, maybe this is a little behind the talking baseball here, but have we kind of decided when this day is taking place yet?
I am definitely up for debate, but
Okay.
I, in my mind, so far, have kind of said it's kind of like during the Star Cruiser, during your
excursion day,
like at
essentially?
the end of the
Okay.
day, this thing is happening on Batuu. Now, if you guys have a better idea, I'm obviously all for it, but that's how it's been in my mind.
Yeah, we should probably talk about that in our upcoming little meetup.
Yeah,
I don't know if
so
now
we're
is
still
the best time to do
still
that, but
pinpointing the exact
Yeah.
timeline, but like it doesn't affect what our people coming to the event
Yeah,
are going to
so-
experience.
Yeah, it's going to be around the Star Cruiser.
Yes.
Yeah.
It might be about a week or so after, a couple weeks.
That's cool too. Okay,
I like
I like
that.
that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that I like. That I like.
that too.
So I got to the Star Cruiser because Maz gave me a ticket because I was going through some shit. That's when I met Avant and I met Pike and met you actually too.
Well, Rook was on our cruise.
Yes,
We just didn't know it.
that's
didn't know
right.
each other.
We did not know. I crashed their climate simulator.
Yeah.
Sorry about that
and
again.
that's not us writing a
I
story
said that.
either.
I
That's
said
a
that the
real
first
thing.
time on the podcast we got on, and I thought
Yeah.
about that. That lived rent free in my head. That I broke that up for you guys because Ray turned right at me and said, "Hi, who are you?" Like,
Who the
"Ah."
hell are you?
Yeah.
But no, that's not even like us making up a story for like the characters and stuff.
Yeah.
We actually all were accidentally on the same cruise
Mhm.
at one time, so that fits in perfectly. So that is Lias in the cause,
Mhm.
and then are you going? Is Rook going to be your character? I don't want to step on your toes there.
Yeah, we can go Rook. Rook is a good character.
Cool. So that is the leader of the resistance.
Yep, family history in the rebellion, keeping the family legacy going,
I like it.
Nice.
unlike some others.
Well, so she might be hinting that she has a sibling who has joined the First Order, and their name is Avant. So I'll be with Avant in the First Order, leading that faction, and it's the same character I have evolved and adapted over my 3 cruises. So it's the same at the base of it. So it's still the First Order regional governor from Chandrilla.
Yeah, funny though, you don't talk about your family too much, do you?
I never actually have in any of these cruises. I've never thought about the family except for Tayla.
Hey,
She
Avant.
was name. But
Avant,
yes.
just wanted to get that out there.
That's fair. That's
Thank
fair.
you, Sandra.
And thank you, Ben, for that. We don't have it, but do you see that awesome hoodie that he
Mhm.
was wearing the other day?
I gotta get that.
It
Yeah.
had like the First Order logo on it, and it said
Oh,
the
yeah,
First
I think
Order is the.
that's- I think that's these guys.
Oh, that checks out. Okay, I want that hoodie.
I wonder if those is that he creative? Did he do that again?
I don't know.
It's TeePublic.
TeePublic,
There's
oh,
2 or
okay.
3 sellers that
Yeah.
do all the Star Cruiser shirts, and
It's not the same one who made this logo, is it? The Forever one.
no.
Okay.
I think that's a different one.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, we got off on a tangent there. But
Yeah. No, let me just finish some up about the cause real quick, and
Please
then
do,
I'll
please
give you guys. So you said the morals thing over there in the resistance.
We've got them.
We have them too. We just have different priorities than you over there because Maz Kanata shared with me in her time, and those of you who join the cause and are included in this very exclusive freedom-fighting faction, I'm going to share with you some insider details, but Maz Kanata shared a lot with me what she knew about Saw Gerrera, and Lias Orion likes what he read, likes what he heard. And we're not quite going to be a take for take Saw Gerrera, like going to continue his message, but we're going to tweak it a little bit. Probably-
So you're not the partisans, is what they call Saul's group. You're not
no.
them.
We're not the partisans. I'm basically taking the ideology out of that because, look, Saw and my story are similar. He lost his sister. I lost mine.
Yeah.
Um,
At a young age too.
yeah.
Both.
And that's what took me down this road. I don't like the First Order because I think they're too power hungry, space fascists. The Resistance don't have a plan, so I took matters into my own hands.
Mm-hmm.
And to those who understand, I extend my hand. And that
Nice.
at Long Live the Cause on Instagram.
Yeah.
You could check out our logo. I will say this here, and I'll shut up. Everybody who joins the cause is going to get a patch of that logo that I made.
Ooh, that's dope.
To wear. Because you'll be able to share
you have
the
to
signal.
You have to bribe people to join you. That's what it sounds like.
No.
Yeah, I didn't know we were giving out gifts.
Dang.
This is the Halcyon community. It's like you turn
It's
a corner
a
and
given.
somebody's handing you a gift.
Yeah, it's
Sure.
expected.
Yeah.
No, that's cool though.
It
That's
happens.
really cool.
Taking
we
a
gotta
dump
step up
in
our game.
the one off the corner of the atrium, and someone's coming in slipping me like a porg.
Yeah.
What the hell did you come?
What was I going to say?
I don't know. You were
where I was
talking.
gonna go with
Sorry.
that. No, it's
Going
okay.
off tangent.
No.
I'm very tired.
No, okay, that's great. Because we're all very tired. But so you, I believe, don't like Mon Mothma and what she's done, right?
Correct.
So
but
there is
she's
a
not
little
Chancellor
common ground.
anymore. Yeah.
True. There's a little common ground with Avant's and Laius's character because I also don't like Mon Mothma because she is from Chandrila. She took away our capital. The capital of the galaxy was on Chandrila. She
Well, then the
decided to
First
make
Order
it-
really took it away.
Well, it's because she shouldn't have moved it to a different
Halcyon
planet.
Prime.
She made it a rotating capital, so it went to Halcyon Prime, and she also was a huge hand into the demilitarization, if I can
Correct.
speak, of the galaxy, which, like,
Correct.
not everyone needs to have a freaking Star Destroyer, but, like, you can't just get rid of everybody's livelihood and defense, and so that's kind of a big part. So I saw all that writing on the wall, and I was like, well, the First Order seems to be bringing everything that Mon Mothma's taken away. So let me help the First Order set up a little bit of a presence here on Chandrila, in Hana City, the capital. But yeah, so my sister is actually Rook. So there is a little bit of a divide there in the family, you could say.
Clearly.
So, yeah, so there's connection, though. There's the connection between Laius and Avant, not liking Mon Mothma, but that's probably about the only connection. And then, obviously, that familial connection between Rook and
He
Avant.
says a little bit of a divide. I'm thinking it's kind of Beggar's Canyon size.
Exactly,
divide.
exactly. Or the Surabat Valley.
I'm a
you
little
might
iffy
say.
on General Leia Organa, too. The cause is a little iffy on her.
Mm.
Watching her from afar.
Yeah.
Got
So-
some intel from up on the Halcyon about her.
Yeah. So all three of us have been sent here, or have, maybe someone didn't send Laius. I can't speak for him or Rook, but, like, Avant has been sent here mainly through connections with Officer Anjay on Batuu. She and Lieutenant Agnon have heard these rumblings and rumors of the artifact kind of being channeled through Batuu maybe one day. So they have been communicating with Avant. So he has been sent to make a small task force, a little team here, to find this artifact. So hopefully he can get Avant a promotion because he wants to become a relic raider one day, which, out of the universe, if you've watched Star Wars Resistance, that's one episode where they have these really badass new stormtrooper-looking guys that are called relic raiders.
Interesting.
I would love a figure of those, but because
Ugh.
Resistance, the TV show, was what it was, as much as I love it, we probably won't get it. But I wanted to tie it into that. So
Yeah.
these characters, their sole purpose and job is to go find these Force relics or these relics that they're going to take straight to the Supreme Leader. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to find this relic and get it to the Supreme Leader so I can get a promotion.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I was sent by General Leia herself. She got a tip-off from her spy on the planet Vi, and she is very interested in the relic. Leia has a lot of things to say, and she needs that outlet to reach people.
So you know Leia. I see that.
A little bit. We're
Got to do some recon
we're
on your
kind of on
Rook.
the fritz at the moment.
Oh.
That's why it's important for me to recover this artifact for her. There
Oh,
was that,
little personal gain over there in the Resistance. You the more and more you talk over there,
Yeah, there was
Rook, you
that
sound like you
little-
belong in the cause.
No, I'm Resistance all the way.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I botched that job on Corellia, so
Oh.
I'm trying to get back into General's
Corellia.
good graces. Yeah. Hope you didn't hear about that one. That was
Oh,
kind of embarrassing.
I know.
Kind
I
of
know a certain
embarrassing.
pirate that likes to hang around Batu very well. So if something happens on Corellia, you better believe Elias Orion hears it. So, although I can't trust him.
I wouldn't believe a word that he says.
That guy's greedy
So
little
many
fucking pig
embellishments.
owes me 5,000 credits. Fucking Turba. Jesus Christ. What we were talking about. So, the cause, I will say this. The reason the cause wants it, I had no intention of steering my duty in building the cause, but when I heard from the comlink that I stole from Avant up on the Halcyon,
Yeah,
when
he
we were
doesn't-
staying
That's where that
there.
went.
He's never kept good track of his stuff.
No, he hasn't.
I mean, they always just replace it if I lose it. So,
but I
they
heard
got the credits for it.
I heard somebody give it Avant was supposed to hear or already heard on the comm link, so I just had to show up about 2 that day.
Yep. So
With my cohorts in the cause.
that's how all of our faction leaders know about this artifact and know when and where to be, to an extent. So we know.
It's not a very well kept secret.
No, sadly not. But we just know it's going to be going through Black Spire Outpost. So we don't know who's got it, where it's going to be. So that's why we have to assemble these crack teams to figure it out and find this artifact.
Yeah, don't worry. The Resistance will get it.
They'll get it.
You must be
that's for
delusional.
sure.
Delusions of grandeur over here. Her and Han Solo after coming out of the carbonite.
Checks out.
Yeah. Are you force sensitive over there, Brooke?
That's
I
to be
don't
seen,
think so.
right? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Mm.
Jeez.
I
Then
get
what you
lucky sometimes. But
it's just like
I
being
think that's
really
just the
lucky.
universe throwing me a bone.
There you go.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
Go ahead. You were going to say something.
I'm just trying to think what else we haven't said that we want to say.
I know, and this is interesting
very
because we're not at a loss for words. We are truthfully like trying to craft more of. Is there anything you can say about the? I did bring up the Force, and the point I was trying to make is we're trying to craft around this without giving too much away,
Yes.
because there's so much packed into this that I just want to. Have you talked about the Force characters?
This
at all?
isn't really a spoiler because you can't really have Star Wars. You can do it without the Force. Like Andor did it. Bad Batch. There's
Well,
no
the
Force in the Bad Batch, so
the
you
Force
can
is
do
everywhere.
it. But true.
You just don't know where it's
True.
going to show up.
There
or
will be
manifest.
things for our Force fans and the people that are Force sensitive, maybe, but like the Force. So don't worry, we're not leaving that out. They're just not one of the faction leaders that are really driving the story.
But I do want to say the cause welcomes Force wielders.
As they should.
We
As
do.
they should.
We welcome everybody.
We
Except you.
The First Order welcomes them, but we're gonna take them to the Supreme Leader to see what he thinks. So I can't really guarantee what happens after we welcome you.
Sounds
but
like a one-way ticket.
yeah, we welcome you. So, yeah,
Could we talk a little bit about those Force?
yeah, I'm
People?
okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, go for it.
yeah, we were not going to say what they might need assisting with or what they might ask you to
no,
do,
not yet.
obviously.
Yeah.
But
Come
you
on.
might run into these Force-related characters, and this is kind of outside of the universe and outside the story. I could not come up with a good name for them. I was like, Disciples of the Force, and I was like, I want them to be kind of like Saja, but not Saja, but kind of like Jedi, but not Jedi. So I couldn't really come up with something good, but Tom, being, like I said, I can't figure out stuff, so I get smart people around me. Tom is like, why don't you do the Anchorites from the Jedi Survivor game?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, perfect. That is our name. That is what we're basing these characters around. So you're going to probably run into these Anchorite characters
Oh, the
in
Resistance
your travels.
is definitely going to try to find them to get some info. I bet they know some things.
That they do. And I don't know if they're going to give it away easily, but the First Order definitely have
Not
to find
to the
them.
First Order, no.
100%. But that's okay. My team around me is going to be smart enough to figure out what they might throw at us, even though I might not be.
Yeah, this is gonna, and we were intending to do all this at night, right? So it's gonna be like a nighttime bot too
Yes.
excursion,
Yes. So,
yeah, which makes it even cooler.
yeah, we haven't said it yet, but we want this to be kind of a quick, not really quick, but like a tighter event around hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, like end-of-night event.
Yeah,
End of
from,
night,
from
yeah.
6 o'clock to around 8 o'clock at night. So we're not closing the park down, but we're also not out when it's 100 degrees out. So we're looking at around a 6 o'clock start to 8-ish finish. We're going to get the timing details sooner as we go, closer as we go. So we've got to time out certain events that are going to happen. But yeah, it's going to be at night, so that's going to be very helpful too for a lot of people's costumes and, just, the weather being cooler too.
Yeah,
And the
just
crowds.
just to make it perfectly clear, admission into Hollywood Studios is definitely needed. It's
Yeah,
not
100%.
It's not through us. If we send something up through Eventbrite, it's just going to be like a registration, kind of like a
Yeah.
like a check-in kind of thing. There is
no money
we are
is changing
not
hands
providing.
here at all.
Yeah, like you got. I know this is the first time we're doing this, everybody. So to just
Yeah,
Cut
you
us
have
some
an
slack.
annual pass, or you have to
It is
buy a
definitely
ticket.
going
Or
to be March 1st, so you can
March
count on
1st
that.
is
Yes.
the guaranteed
March 1st
thing.
in the evening.
Yeah,
You need to
100%.
get your park reservations or your
Yeah.
ticket.
Well, that'll be gone for most people, I think, right? Reservations are
Yeah.
done soon.
and then except for APs, but then we'll have good to go days.
Yeah, there you
It's
go. So-
something weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's at night, we can just go after 2 o'clock
Yeah, that's
as an AP anyway. So it's really
Yeah.
not a bad thing. So yeah, I mean it's I mean, you would say it's like this is the way we're helping celebrate the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've said it time and time again. We're not mourning anything. You know, we've heard from a lot of people. We're expecting a lot of good noise around this. Right? I think we're expecting a lot of participation in a sense.
Yeah, we just want to help the stories live
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just the feeling too, and like the creativity that spawned from this. A ton of people have said on podcasts and Instagram and stuff that the cruiser kind of awakened things in them in terms of now I can make this, or I craft this, or I 3D print this, or
Yeah.
this is one of the things that's it's kind of made me feel that I have always had. It's like when I grew up, my dad would always make Halloween costumes for me and my brother. So now it's like I'm making costumes, I'm making stories and characters, and I want to interact with other people that have that same line of thinking, and that's what this
Absolutely.
is going to be about.
And we definitely do encourage that. Of course, you
Oh,
need
yeah.
to stick to Disney's guidelines. So
Right. But if you come in jeans
Let's
and a
talk
t-shirt,
about that.
we
yeah.
do not care.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah, how dress as much as Disney will allow you, or come in shorts and a tank top. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, doesn't matter.
If you want
March,
to play
though,
like
you might
that,
be cold.
Yeah.
that's true. It might be
March
at night.
at
yeah.
night, it could be a little chilly. That's
Yeah.
what I'm hoping, because obviously I'm going to go full costume.
That's
and,
right. You're be
yeah.
loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
another way that we're going to help kind of make us separate ourselves from whatever else is happening in the park is I would like, if possible, wear at least a Star Cruiser pin or your M band, something Star Cruiser to at least let everyone know that, okay, you're with the meetup that's happening.
I might have something for that. Remind me to show you after the show.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
And you
please.
will be sticking mostly with your faction group throughout the event.
Right. There might be times where you have to separate and come back, but you will be with your group. But it does help us to at least be like, okay, these are the people that are with us, if that makes sense.
Perfect. You had mentioned something about what Disney allowing us to do. And I think it just would behoove us not to mention, somebody had brought up to us just a little bit of a, and I think this isn't the first person to bring it up, just concern on, us doing this, LARPing, like heavily on Batu, and people do this already, but they're concerns that Disney might have a problem with this.
Yeah, this is definitely not a Disney sanctioned event.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
keep
it's
that in
not
mind.
connected to them in
Yeah.
any way. They're obviously allowing us into the park because we're paying guests, but you have to abide by the costuming rules, of
Yes.
course. No
Yes, of
helmets.
course.
Face paint is basically a no at this point. I know early on in the Star Cruiser run, they were letting people do it, but that kind of got nixed like halfway through.
Brad and I were on the first cruise where they were face painting people
Yeah, the
outside
very
their
first one
room.
that
Yeah.
opened. Yeah. But then our friends at Hoth, like Captain Maleficent, when she went to Batu, her first voyage, they let her come in full Leku
Sure.
face paint and
Yeah, yeah.
everything. But her subsequent voyages, I believe, they made her do no face paint for Batu. On the ship, she
On
could
the
do it
ship,
again,
yeah,
but
yeah. Ship's different, yeah.
But on Batu, it's gonna be no helmets, no face paint, no standing in line or making a line to take pictures with any guests, not signing autographs. Which I've never seen anyone in the Star Cruiser fandom do any of these things. But just it has to be said, make sure you're
Right.
not doing these things.
Right. Yeah, there'll just be some logistical things I think the three of us need to talk about with, like, how animated that we might get with certain things, and then people turn their
Yeah.
head and look and thinking that it's part
Yeah.
of Disney's thing.
No
it's-
running, of course. No,
Right,
no
yeah.
yelling, of course. And obviously, you got to treat the cast members and characters on Batu the
Mhm.
way you would on the Star Cruiser or any other human being. That's should be without said, but we do have to say that.
We're truthfully just living out our story on Batu like Disney has promoted.
Right.
And
it's
that's-
something
that's
that's
just
they've
really
been
all we're
promising
doing.
for decades. So
Yeah.
that is the goal. And I mean, we've mentioned obviously there's going to be forest characters involved. So now that we're kind of getting back away from the logistical, back
Yes.
to the story side of things again.
It might be another couple surprises.
Of course.
You never know who you're going to run into on
Ooh.
Batu. Lots
Yep.
of characters.
Yep,
Ooh, I
that's
love
just
it.
one of the type of characters you might run into, the anchorites. There are a couple others. So for now, I think we should probably save those. But
Yeah, I do have a question about a character we know about already. I want to know about your character's backstory. Brooke, tell us. I mean, you said rebellion, family, but I felt like we don't know much of outside of that.
Yeah, I was actually a Hoth base baby.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, my parents were
I love that too.
I love that. That's
We all
fucking
just started
awesome.
laughing.
Yeah,
My parents
Yeah.
were
I love
both
this.
stationed on Hoth when the rebellion had a base there. That's probably why I hate the cold so much.
See, now I need to come up with this version of my character because I've never thought outside of Taylor, my family. So I need to go back and do what you're doing. I like
Yeah,
it.
so I kind of always grew up in their shadow. I wanted to go off on my own, so I did once the rebellion defeated the Empire and I got a little bit older, I went off on my own, met up with the crew of the Icarus. We
Nice.
ran around the galaxy, did totally legitimate activities. Nothing off the board at all happened. But after Hosnian Prime, my parents were on with the fleet on Hosnian Prime when that happened, so I lost them. And I dedicated myself to General Leia and the Resistance, and that's why I joined back up. And I've been trying to bring the First Order down ever since.
Well, I agree with you on the bringing the First Order down part. I feel you there.
Don't agree on the method.
No, but you and I have similar backstories. I told you that. Lys Orion. Mon Mothma showed up to my place on Takodana when I was 5. And she took my father, who was promoted to director of infrastructure of the galaxy, took him to Jakku, promised everything would be okay. He just so happened to show up on Jakku, on the Battle of Jakku, the remnants of the Empire. And he was taken from Lys Orion and his family. And because of that, my mother fled and left us, me and my younger sister, just to flee for ourselves. So, that's why I don't believe that your resistance can help the galaxy. I have to do this on my own. I mean, isn't that what you want?
That's
You
the
want
beauty
people
of
to be
the
free?
Resistance, though. You don't have to be on your own.
Well, you've got Leia's there. What did she do with the rebellion? We're back at square one.
Leia defeat the Empire. What do you mean?
Yes,
what did
and
Leia
then
do?
the First Order rose to power.
Well, Leia wasn't going to become a dictator. She had to let the government take its due and take its time.
This isn't
and
me
its
being a
natural
genius or anything.
progression.
This is something that an actual genius told you aboard the Halcyon, that it's Mon Mothma's fault.
I understand that, and
I
I'm
agree
very
with
much
her.
mulling that over. But
Yes.
look, and I believe in individual responsibility, and nothing could take away what former Princess Leia, now General Leia Organa, former, what she has done for us as a galaxy. Like, who knows if the Empire was still around without Leia and the rest of the rebellion, what we would look like. If I would even still be us, we would be here talking about this. But I just don't believe they have a plan. They
I
don't
don't think they do either.
They don't. Well, you certainly sure as shit don't.
We do have a plan.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
No, you really don't.
Well, I
The
guess
plan is listen to
galaxy
us.
is going to hear all about our plan when I get the artifact for General Leia.
Nah. Except I'll have it for me and the people that I need to rally around it.
It's a challenge. So I hope I've got some good people out there who are going to join the resistance.
Yeah, I think
help me get it.
I think it'll be a challenge for you and I, as long as we keep it away from Pipsqueak over here. This fascist space platypus.
You notice I'm not
I
really
mean, that's
like.
not going to be a problem.
Yes,
You know,
JFW.
I'm not
I used
really
your
like
joke.
championing for people to join me because I'm not worried about it. I know they're going to.
Oh, because you're going to force it on them?
No,
Fucking
not at all.
fascist. Yes,
He's
you
not
are.
worried
People
about
have
it
a
because
brain.
he's already
They know
admitted defeat.
they know what to do.
I think we know who this is down to. This is
You keep yes.
Right.
See, that's a problem with the First Order. You kept asking questions upon questions. You sticking your nose in business you had no business sticking your nose in. The other night, I was doing some recon on Batu, and I ran into Lieutenant Agnon. Can you believe this? Fucking Lieutenant Agnon.
Good guy. He's a really good guy.
Not really.
Oh, I love
So
him.
I was standing there, minding my own business, just looking up at a few things. The TIE Echelon was down there, was making some noises. And he comes up to me and he says, genetic gene splicing is illegal, sir. You're not doing any of that, am I? And because he was looking at my arms, I said, no, this is all natural. And he asked how I did it, and I told him my secret were porgs. Very high protein in porgs.
Yeah.
So he took that information, complimented my beard, and walked away. That's just a little bit too much for Lieutenant Agnon to know. So
The guy
you always
gave you a
sticking.
compliment.
No, yeah, I don't give a damn.
He was making sure you were healthy and not gene spliced.
Was it? No, who cares
Yes.
if I was gene spliced? It's my
I think we know
body.
a little bit more than he needs to.
You
but
didn't have to answer.
The galaxy is pro-choice, Evan.
You're right. He wanted to know your choice.
Yeah, and my choice is if I want to use steroids, I'll use steroids.
Okay.
Or
you
gene
didn't have
splicing,
to
whatever
answer
it's
him.
called in Star Wars.
He's more
The
concerned
fact
about
is, you get
genetic.
into our business
I'm
too
not
Genetic
much.
worried about the First
complications.
Order anyway. You're still going to be filling out paperwork, and we're already going to have the artifact.
The paperwork about the artifact is what we'll be filling out.
So much paperwork. In the
And
First
how we're
Order.
going to ship it straight to the finalizer.
I don't think you need to worry about that.
No. I have enough to worry about on my plate.
It's fair.
This
With
guy
your
over here.
genetic gene splicing
Yeah,
and
I
all
guess.
that illegal activities.
Yeah, I see your droids can be fascists now.
EB's not. He's part of the Star Cruiser. He's not a fascist. He used to be First Order.
There's no
He's
fascist
defected.
droids, just fascist programmers of droids.
Oh, all right.
I like that too.
Yeah,
I like that
that's
too.
True,
But
that's
EB
true.
is no longer part of the First Order. But it was his 4th assembly day yesterday, so I had to make sure the Galaxy knew. He spent a couple years in the First Order. He has since defected to be a part of the Shandrila Star Line,
Smart droid.
which I can definitely understand. Being from Shandrila, I love that Star Line. It's like one of our biggest biggest parts of our economy. So
Yeah.
good choice by him.
Very good choice.
Droid rights. They have the ability to make choices.
Yeah, speaking of those Starliners, they need to route them back through that too. Just waiting for them to come back.
That they do.
We were talking about. I don't know if we talked about Chewie, but I wanted to make mention, kind of a side note. Run into Lieutenant Agni on that same time, that same trip. Ran into Chewie in front of the Millennium Falcon the other day on Batuu.
That war criminal.
Yeah, sure, whatever. I was wearing my Shandrila Starline Forever T-shirt, and Chewie recognized it, shook my hand, pointed, and made a little heartbreaking, and just was very, very empathetic about it.
That's
so
sad.
that was a pretty cool moment, actually.
I've been trying to stay away from Chewie lately. My Porg owes him money.
Oh, how does a Porg owe a Wookiee money?
He cheated against him in Sabak, and Chewie wants his credits back.
Your Porg knows how to play Sabak?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Hopefully, some of the
Talk
people
about genetic
I-
gene splicing over here.
Yeah.
You gotta check that shit out. The Resistance
Hopefully, some of
Price.
the people that make the right choice and join the First Order are really good at Sabak, because I'm not the best, and I'm going to definitely need some on my team. That's all I can say.
you don't have anyone in the First Order that can count cards.
No, because that is an illegal activity.
I can see why you would want somebody with that skill. The First Order showing up to Batuu in the first place is a big gamble.
It is a very big
100%
gamble.
a seedy outpost filled with nothing but homeless people and scum activity.
Batu's not seedy. It's just old.
That's what they want you to think.
It's old. It's been around for like 10,000 years, right?
It's established.
It's very
Old.
established.
That's like calling someone that's old
Refined.
wise. It's like, yeah, you're old. No, you're
Refined.
wise. Same thing.
Historic.
Historic.
Valued.
Yes, it is valued. Once we get the artifact, we'll thank the outpost and its citizens for helping us find this artifact.
If it ends
and
up,
we will value them.
if it ends up hanging on like Kylo Ren's bedpost or something, I swear to God, Avant, I'm gonna find you.
He'll do something much better with it, trust me.
Oh
I don't
God.
think we need to worry about that.
Oh God. I don't want to think about that. But if you have any other questions about this event, what we're doing, if thoughts and just general anything, hit us all up. Do you want to give your Instagram away or social media or no?
Yeah,
Or should we
if
direct
I
them to the-
remembered what it was.
Your shenanigans at Disney, right?
I think it's in Disney.
Shenanigans in Disney?
Yeah,
Okay.
I had to make a new Instagram account because mine got banned for inappropriate activity.
Oh,
a year
oh,
ago.
are you sure you don't want to join the cause?
Sounds like something that anyone outside of the First Order would do.
Really?
Yes.
Because the First Order is one that shut it down.
Yeah, because it was inappropriate. She said it herself.
Your face is inappropriate. Shenanigans
In Disney.
in Disney.
In
Okay.
Disney.
What the hell did you get shut down for?
That's a story for another time.
Damn it.
You got to leave them wanting more.
Yeah, there you go. Shenanigans in Disney. Halcyon Legacy is our Instagram account for this. We have Halcyon the Legacy Continues on Facebook, where most of our members reside right now.
Yeah, it's our
Is in that
Facebook, group, and that's
yeah.
we're obviously posting all this on all of these platforms.
Correct.
But Facebook group gets them pretty quickly and pretty direct.
Yeah.
And
Instagram is Halcyon
Very
_
active.
Legacy. Long live the cause is Instagram.
Yeah, and my character will be getting a separate Instagram
Perfect.
coming up, and we will have, at least I'll have communications with my team in the weeks leading up to the
Yeah,
event.
same with the cause.
yes, there has to be that from all three of us. And yeah, if you are smart and join the First Order, you'll get direct communications from Avant Rylas Varick, which is, I'm just going to use my same Instagram because at this point it's the same thing.
I mean, you've
'Cause
been posting stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I post nothing but Star Cruiser. Occasional Epcot.
Yeah,
Occasional.
mine should really be shenanigans in the Star Cruiser.
Yeah.
There's very little Disney nowadays.
No, that's
Yeah.
true.
What was it? Are we going to talk possibly? So that's how you can reach us and send us questions and
Yes.
whatnot. But should we talk how signups? I used quotes around signups might be
Sure.
engaged. Or,
Sure.
So we are going to be having a website. Our geniuses that I've found that are smarter than me are putting that together, and that's going to have the whole story about the artifact in there, a little bit of backstory on the factions and the faction leaders. And then, of course, it's going to have a way to sign up and join one of those 3 factions.
Yeah,
and
you will need to make your choice when you sign up.
Yeah. And it's definitely going to need to be around maybe 20 people per faction. So,
And it'll be a first come, first serve. So if
100%.
you feel very passionate about joining the Resistance, then you might want to be on there when we announce signups.
yeah. And that's the same with all 3 of the causes. So if one fills up before the others, which is possible and likely, you can still come. You just might have to join a different faction, which is, part of kind of how even the Star Cruiser worked a little bit. It's like if you couldn't get into this bridge mission, they kind of funneled you into this bridge mission. Kind of the same idea.
Yeah.
So if you don't get your first choice, you are more than welcome to select a different faction.
Yep, and there's going to be different views of the story. So if you, let's say you wanted to go for the First Order, but it's up for some reason, then you end up with the cause. You're right.
I'm sorry.
Well, yeah,
I apologize.
Shut up. But I mean, the cause, right? It's not. This is something I'm making up, so you might not get excited about it, but know that there's a lot of Star Wars knowledge and history that's going into all of this.
Mhm.
So you will feel like you're part of the universe. I promise.
Yeah, you're not going to have the same experience
Right.
being in each of the different factions.
Right.
And to be honest, even if you're in the same faction, you're not going to have the same story or the same experiences as the rest of your team.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
100%.
I love it.
And that's what's great about it. And you could do this multiple times. Hopefully people come back multiple times because we will be running
plan
this
on-
multiple times.
We want to do it multiple
So-
times, but then again, if like,
I've got a ton of different story ideas.
Yeah,
I
I don't
love
want to
it.
look too far ahead, but yeah, like I said, after this first time is a success, we're going to do it again, and maybe the story changes, maybe characters change.
Maybe
but
the location changes.
that is definitely a possibility.
ooh,
So
Yeah.
mysterious.
Yep, because we're not the only people with big things. The Hoth podcast has big things coming up. And
speaking of, we're going to be on their
There you go.
podcast. We're recording Saturday morning,
yeah,
so we'll be on their next show
so
talking about this.
that could be a different location too. One day we could kind of partner up and team up with them because they have some big things coming for their Halcyon, which I can't and won't say here, but there's some crazy big things coming for that.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, hopefully you're going to share once we go off the air.
Yeah, we'll tell you. Yep, because they blew our minds with what they were pitching, and it was beyond a pitch because they've kind of set up a lot of it already. So it's going to be incredible.
Well, there's.
Did they announce a
I'm not
date?
going to tell them everything.
Oh no, they can't know about that thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, not that.
I can't
thing.
tell everything.
No.
Sorry, somebody was saying something, and then I cut off. I just wanted to make sure
Oh yeah.
that they knew.
Yeah, I just didn't remember. Did they announce a date for that event?
They didn't announce. They told they shared what they're eyeballing. I don't want to say that out loud because it's not affirmative, but they didn't mention. I'm pretty sure on social media they mentioned October.
Yeah.
Pretty positive they mentioned October on
Yep.
social media.
They're
Yeah.
eyeballing October. They've said that on social media,
Yes,
and I'm sure that they might have some announcements this weekend. It's going to be
I hope
a
so.
fun episode to talk about with them.
It's going to be a great one
Well, I am
here in
excited.
Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys going to MegaCon?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're doing Saturday Star Cruiser cosplay meetup.
Oh, there's.
Yep.
I don't think MegaCon has opened their signups for the official
Okay,
meetups
okay.
where they do the pictures.
Okay.
But I was
Yeah.
going to suggest Saturday.
Yep.
once
Okay.
they
We
I'll be
bought
there
our
all
tickets
4
for
days, so-
Saturday. We will only be there Saturday, but yeah.
I'm trying to get Jedi Talk Media and trying to get us to do a panel
That'd
too.
be sick.
So yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. I know Brian has spent about 3 weeks trying to find the exact fabric of Wraith Cole's shirt. So
Which one though? Doesn't he wear multiple?
he has a jacket. But
Yeah, that's. I'm thinking of like the big jacket.
For
with the-
Ryloth!
Yeah,
he's just
I love
more
that
of a Han
soundbite.
Solo type, one outfit.
yeah. I love that
It
soundbite,
works.
dude. That is sick.
No
Can you
need for
believe he
two.
said that on our show? Like,
Can you believe my dumbass like said it after him?
Yeah,
and
I
was
know.
like, nah, I should. Because I thought we all were gonna say it. Like, yeah, but we didn't. And
no,
was
I know
oh.
you're like, yeah, for Ryloth.
That's a tough one to follow.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
is.
very tough one to follow. Yeah.
I am gonna re-listen to that episode later this week and take notes. But did you cut me saying it out at
No,
the end? Or okay.
no,
So
yeah.
I'm sorry that I ruined the ending, everyone.
He really didn't
But-
ruin it.
'cause
I mean, we have it as a drop. For Ryloth!
Yeah. Oh,
I've already
that's-
listened
gets
to
me.
that episode several times.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you really? Well, thank you.
I really did, yeah.
We were
Wow.
nearing, last I checked, we were nearing 1,000 downloads thus far. So
It's a
thank
big
you
one.
guys.
And thank you, everyone. We haven't had a chance to talk about that on the
Oh
show
my
either.
God, I
Thank
know.
you for everyone that reached out. I had like 30 people reach out to me. I'm sure you had another dozen, and Brad another dozen.
Well, yeah, lots of comments on the page,
Yeah.
comments on the Facebook groups that I shared it in, Reddit.
Everyone reached out and
Yeah.
with overwhelmingly positive
Yep.
and thankful comments,
Mhm.
which we've gotten on a lot of our Star Cruiser ones, but this one may be the most. It was
So as
big.
as an outsider's listening into that for you guys, were you guys a little shocked at like how far he took some of those answers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
as
there
somebody
was
who
that
went
one
to-
listener, like we said, that submitted like 6 questions, so they had to go pretty far on some of those questions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that sounds really greedy who would submit 6 questions. So.
Hmm.
Honestly, it kind of sounds like they were holding themselves back. I'm sure they had...
They probably had 6D
yeah,
questions.
I'm sure they had many more super intelligent, well-formed, insightful questions. And they held back. It was me.
It was me.
It was a,
I'm
It was
bitches.
me.
of course I know him. He's me.
It's me. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, thank you for everybody listening to that.
Yeah.
What
I
was
cut
that?
you off. I cut them off. What were you
Oh,
going to
yeah.
say, Rachel? Because you listened to it.
I don't know. It
Dang.
was, it was
I ruined it
just-
again.
Well, you're like
No, it was
you're like
good.
Wraith Cole super fans, right? Like,
That's
you
true.
yeah.
Yeah, I already said he spent weeks
That's right.
on trying to find the
Can't wait to see it.
100% correct fabric because he wants to have the cosplay be spot on.
I did
yeah.
see someone climbing the fence the other day to get back to the ship. Was that
No, that
you
was
by
you.
any chance?
You were holding a mirror.
No, I saw
Ah.
them as I was doing it too.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
No, we might have to edit
Yeah,
that part.
no-
Edit that part out. No,
No,
No.
comment.
we're kidding.
There we
Beep.
go. Let's edit it out. Yeah,
Yeah.
you put the beep in there.
No,
Beep.
but yeah, if you haven't heard that podcast episode, I would definitely go back and listen. It pulls back the curtain a bit and is just, it's also nice just to listen to it and reminisce about all the Star Cruiser times
Mhm.
and memories.
I really do think that it's, in my opinion, I think it's fair game to talk at the level that he talked about the stuff
I
right
do
now.
too.
It's been almost 6 months since we had found out
I mean,
that it was closing.
It depends. I did go to law school, so he's
Oh,
right.
alright.
There are some probably trade secrets stuff that
That
should
he-
not be discussed, but
Well, see, I wouldn't know what the trade
and I don't
secrets
know
are.
what the contracts look like either.
Yeah,
so.
Mhm.
that's true. I wouldn't know what the trade secrets are, so I'm just sitting here like a dumbass. Like, yay, Jason, I love him.
Yep, we all were.
Yeah, we all were.
I mean,
No,
I-
that was spectacular.
I took like a page of notes over that great Michael Tara Garver interview, and now
I've gotta check that
I'm gonna
out.
take like 2 pages of notes over this Jason interview because he talked a ton and kind of taught a lot about how to do what we want to do. And
Yeah, I
in the,
got some good bullet points.
yeah, and in the Michael Tara Garver interview, she said a lot of great stuff when she was allowed to talk. I feel like the guy that interviewed her kind of wouldn't.
Oh,
let her
no
talk,
shit.
so-
God, I hate that crap.
But I haven't listened to his other stuff, so I can't speak for if I like him or not.
No, and I'm not going
One
to.
episode isn't a sample size, but I'm hoping that I can gather a ton of awesome stuff from this from our Jason interview.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there was. It was just in the moment, like you said. I was like, "Whoa, is Jason?" I just like in one ear, and I was like, "This guy's amazing."
Go
So,
back and listen to
I'm gonna.
his, too.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna too.
You absolutely have to listen to the Sammy file.
Yeah.
Which is available at the
sure.
link.
Yeah, I was just listening to that one earlier today.
I know I granted you access a
Nice.
couple days ago.
Sick.
Was that your first time you're listening to that one?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Somehow we're bad friends. And somehow I just never sent
Yeah.
it to her. I don't.
My God.
Probably like in the Sublight Lounge after like the 6 drinks and the crate
Yeah, there were
reactor.
a
I was probably
lot-
like, "I'll send it to you. Don't worry," and then I never did.
There were a lot of promises made, and none of them were ever kept.
I don't
So,
think so.
That's the first order for you.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
They're the worst.
The Resistance
order.
was involved too. The cause wasn't though, so we can't blame them this time.
No, the cause likes to be off on their own.
Yeah, the cause is
That is
always
fair.
involved. Even if you don't think we're involved, we're there.
They got eyes everywhere.
We do have eyes
They
everywhere.
got ears everywhere on my comlink.
Hiding behind DJ Rex.
That's
so
right.
it's-
Yeah, but I'm
Better not behind my boy.
He's hiding with DJ Rex is a cause supporter.
Never. He never would.
You better go check out with him.
I will.
He's a cause supporter, I promise.
You know how Croy has boys, the Croy's boys?
Croy's boys. Yeah.
I've got boys too.
we got called the Croy's boys. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I showed
That's
you that,
pretty great.
Sarah. Yeah, called us the Croy's boys. That was
Pretty
crazy.
great.
Trying to look for. Well, we had a.
Can we be Wraith's mates?
You could do better than that.
No, I can't. You know me.
Wraith's Renegades. I like
Okay,
that better.
I like that.
Ooh, I got
Wraith.
one.
Yes.
Wraith's dates.
Wraith's dates.
I'm
First
married.
thing that came to mind.
I'm not.
Doesn't
I'm not-
matter.
I'm not dating.
Doesn't
Oh,
matter.
So am I.
So was that blonde that Jason was talking
Oh
about. So it doesn't
my
matter.
God. Is that you in a wig?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of my many wigs.
One of your many.
The funny thing is, I didn't even shave.
Damn, I can't find this. I'm going to have to save it for the... a listener sent me something like a month ago, Stephen, the one we met on our second cruise, your second, my final cruise. Opie, Steve, and Holdo. Yeah. I got to share. He sent me a great paragraph about the sequel trilogy, but I want to share it when Brad's on. So
For sure.
Anything else you want to share? We're kind of coming up on our time here about this meetup, your character, you in general, your Star Cruiser experience. You've been on 50 million times, right?
4 times.
There you go.
Not enough.
Not enough is
Never
right.
enough.
Yeah, I feel like a jackass only going on twice, but I had a baby girl come in, so like I could not.
Oh yeah, you had reasons.
I did.
I mean, it's not even that we could really afford it. We're just financially irresponsible.
Hey, so am I. Yeah, it's just a kid. A kid really changes that financial irresponsibility.
Yeah, I don't know. My biggest thing about the Star Cruiser is just I'm kind of sad that I missed a whole year of it because
you crammed your 4 at the end.
We did.
Oh, wow.
Because everybody knows marketing was horrendous.
It was bad.
Like, I was a lifelong Star Wars fan, but I was like, this is Europe money. I can't spend Europe money to do 2 days on.
That's insane.
Like whatever the hell this Adam Goldberg like marketed commercial is. Like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it took us like a whole year to go on, and we finally did, and it was pretty much just like, okay, we need to book again. That's it.
Every time somebody mentions that commercial, I get so upset because the guy who they used got so much shit for that from fucking toxic
Which is insane.
fans.
Oh no, that's 100% on Adam Goldberg. Hopefully he wasn't a minor at the time.
That's so on.
I mean, he looks like he's 12. So
he does, but I don't think he was then.
27.
Yeah, he's like probably at least 20 something. But yeah.
Disney went, who could we use that's on ABC?
Why the heck did they pick him? Like,
Yeah, Disney said we have $250 for marketing. Who can we get and what should we do?
Had to be somebody who was already under contract, and they couldn't find I mean, maybe he was a Star Wars fan, but no, they used him because the show's set in like the late 70s, 80s, right?
I have no idea.
Oh yeah, he does like Star Wars. Yeah.
Couldn't get like John Stamos. We just saw him at Candlelight, by the way. He was awesome.
Ashley Eckstein.
Ashley Eckstein. They did at the end when it was like too late. It's like, why weren't you using
No, but
Ashley
she should
this
have been
whole
in the
time?
commercial, yeah. But they think the dude's bigger than he is.
Yeah, I think so.
Like more popular. But anyway, sorry, yeah.
Who's taller, him or Kyle?
He is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Kyle's short, so.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining the show.
Yeah, and just a final word. I would love to have you in the Resistance. Come out and live a continuation of your story. It's going to be a good time.
Hell yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Evan, do you have anything to say? Anything to share before we wrap
Obviously,
it up?
you have to join the First Order. We will help not only Batuu clean itself up, because there's a lot of people living in squalor and kind of homeless on the streets, but we also help clean up the rest of the galaxy like that the parts of the galaxy that the Resistance have forgotten about and left abandoned. So we will use this artifact to clean up and correct the mistakes of the Rebellion and the Resistance.
I wouldn't listen to him. You should have seen his room growing up. He doesn't know anything about cleaning anything.
Didn't even mention the cabin either on the Star Cruiser. That was a mess too. I can't deny that. That's why I need this artifact.
It was a mess so much as just waking up at 3 a.m. and seeing Kylo Ren standing there.
he had missions for me. He
Whoa!
was telling me to get this artifact. So I was like, whatever you say,
Never know
Supreme
what's going
Leader.
to happen on the Star Cruiser.
You never know. Never know.
Brad and I were not visited by Kylo Ren.
No, I warned him about you too.
No, at 3 a.m. We were visited by Kyle's mom. So thank you guys for joining so much. Thank you for joining. What does Brad normally say? May the force be stay safe.
May the force be with
May
you.
the force be
And
with
I say
you.
always and Tabuite.
Rise, Jedi Knight. Rachel, guys, get the last word.
I got nothing.